Hello students, welcome to the first class of your new session. We are going to start with the chapter integers. Let's recall what we have already studied in our previous class. So we have studied what are whole numbers and negative numbers. This you have studied in class 6th. Let's move on. You all know the definition of natural numbers. Natural numbers are counting numbers which are 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on and so forth. Now whole numbers are natural numbers and 0. So if you include 0 with natural numbers, then you get whole numbers. So what are whole numbers? They are 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now what are negative numbers? Negative numbers are all the natural numbers with the negative sign. When you add negative sign to all the natural numbers, the collection that you get is the negative natural numbers. Now let's move on to integers. Integers is the collection of whole numbers and negative natural numbers. So integers actually includes all the whole numbers and all the negative natural numbers. So the numbers here and the numbers over here, if you combine them, you get the set of integers. Now if I arrange all of these numbers in an ascending order, what I will get is 0 in the middle and positive numbers to the right hand side of 0 and all the negative numbers to the left hand side of 0. The point to note here is that minus 2 is smaller than minus 1. Similarly, minus 3 is smaller than minus 2 and minus 4 will be smaller than minus 3. So we can deduce that among the negative numbers, the numbers which are closest to 0 are greater than those numbers which are far off from 0. Okay, so also in the positive numbers, as we know, 1 is less than 2, 2 is less than 3 and 3 is less than 4 and so on. That means on the positive number side, the more you are away from 0, the greater the number will be. Let us now look at the number line. We have studied how to represent integers on the number line in our previous class. So if you look at this is a straight line with 0 in the middle, positive numbers to the right hand side, negative numbers to the left hand side of 0. A small observation, 0, since we know, is neither a positive number nor a negative number. So it is in the middle to demarcate the difference between the positive and the negative side. Let's make other observations about the number line. There are arrows on both the ends, which means that this line extends indefinitely. This means that it cannot end on any side. You can keep on adding numbers and the line will extend, be it on the right side or on the left side. So if you can see, I have drawn the line till number minus 6. But if I want and I extend this line, I can add the number minus 7, minus 8, minus 9 and so on till even minus 1000 or minus 2000 as the space allows me. Similarly, on the right hand side, I can keep on adding more positive numbers, as you know that there is no end to the set of positive numbers. You can add the number 8, 9, 10, so on, maybe the number 100 or 1000 or 10,000 and so on. So these arrows tell us that the line cannot end on any of the sides. Next observation, the number 0 lies in the center. As I told you, 0 is neither positive nor negative and therefore it will lie in the center to discriminate between the positive and the negative side. Now to the left side of 0, we have all the negative numbers. Okay, so on the left side we have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. And as you are on the left side closer to 0, the value is greater. So minus 1 will be greater than minus 3 and minus 3 will be in turn greater than minus 4, 5, 6 and so on. So on the left hand side, as much closer to 0 you are, the value of the number is greater. So if you want to know which number is greater among minus 2 and minus 6, you just have to see which out of the two numbers is closer to 0. Minus 2 is closer to 0. It is only 2 steps away. Can you see? From 0, if you move one step, takes you to minus 1. the second step takes you to minus 2. But for minus 6, you have to actually move 6 steps away from 0. That means minus 2 is closer to 0, and therefore the value of minus 2 will be greater than that of minus 6. Let's come on to the next observation. To the right side of 0, we have all the positive numbers. So as you can see, from 0, if we start, one step takes you to 1, second step takes you to 2, and so on. You can get all the numbers. And again, if you want to know which number is greater, on the positive side, the farther away from 0 you are, the greater will be the value. So is 7 greater or 2? 2 is only 2 steps away from 0. 7 is 7 steps away from 0. So because 7 is away from 0, 7 steps, therefore 7 will be greater than 2. Now let's come on to point number 5. Movement to the right means addition. On any point of the number line, if you are standing, let's take the positive side first. Suppose you are standing on the number 3. From 3, if you are to move, say, 2 steps to the right, then you are going to go first step to 4, second step to 5. That means if you are 2 steps to the right of 3, it actually means you are adding 2 to 3. And 3 plus 2 will actually give you 5. And on the number line, you can see that 2 steps away from 3 takes you to 5. That means movement to the right on the number line will mean addition. Okay, so 3 plus 2 gives you 5. 3 is your starting point. Plus here means move to the right. 2 is the number of steps that we have taken, and 5 is the ending point. So from the starting point, if you move right 2 steps, you will get ending point, which is 5. Let's take another example. This time let us consider the negative numbers. So 3 steps right of minus 5. Draw the number line. If you are standing at minus 5, if you are starting from here and you take 3 steps towards the right, first step will take you to minus 4, second step will take you to minus 3, and the third step will take you to minus 2. So 3 steps right of minus 5 gives us minus 2. Minus 5 plus 3 is equal to minus 2. Minus 5 is your starting point. Plus means movement to the right. 3 is the number of steps and minus 2 is the finishing point. So minus 5, start from here, move right 3 steps and you reach minus 2. Let's move on to the next point, which is movement to the left on the number line means subtraction. Let's take it with the help of an example. 3 steps left of 4 gives 1. Draw the number line. Now we are at 4. We have to move 3 steps to the left. First step to the left will take you to 3, second step will take you to 2, and the third step will take you to 1. So 4 minus 3 gives you 1. 4 is the starting point. Minus here means movement to the left. And 3 is the number of steps. 1 is the ending point. So starting from 4, if we move left 3 steps, we get 1. Now let's do a question here. What do we get when we move 5 steps to the right of minus 2? If we are at minus 2 and we are to move 5 steps to the right, let's start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Where do we reach? 3. So minus 2 plus 5 gives you 3.